you're more in love with the idea of being in love than actually being in love. Please don't move. I just want to keep that feeling going because I know that if I know you more, I might be disappointed.
Disappointed.
Deeply
Yes.
disappointed.
It's a chopper. Although, wait a minute. It's a 22.
Are we dumber that we were like 20 years ago?
I played tennis today.
Yes. And obviously you took a shower.
Yes, on my own juices.
No.
Own it. It doesn't matter what.
Own it.
Doesn't matter what people thinks about you. Own it. Okay.
Okay, that's what she does. It's very elegant. Always very elegant.
I am owning myself.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why you don't have a boyfriend.
No. Let me. And I don't care. Someone there. If you like someone that likes to be herself.
Oh, your challenge is to date athletes?
Yeah, my challenge is to.
And what is my challenge? Just to find someone.
just to find a hole.
I just like to see love and people expressing themselves and sharing and loving or whatever.
Can I have a Hoya?
Hoya? Hello and welcome to Super Right
Now.
Okay. always the same. How are you today?
Tired?
You're tired again?
Yes.
You've been tired the episode 1, tired episode 2, tired
because
episode 3?
I do things.
Oh.
I do things. I work. I do things.
You do things.
I do a lot of things.
I think we're recording at night and it's not good for us, and that we need to record in the middle of the afternoon, and we'll do that on the next episode.
Yes.
We'll try. So then people don't see us like just drinking all the time, like different
just
type
note
of liquor.
my outfit. I played tennis today.
Yes, and obviously you took a shower.
Yes, on my own juices.
No, you did not.
On my own juices.
I'm looking at what is the program today for our show, and I can tell you right now that it's very well thought through.
You see, my laugh is perfect. I am forced, just people know that I have been forced to use the headphones.
Yes.
Because someone complains about how loud I can get.
Yes.
But I have been doing wonderfully.
I mean, you are doing wonderful now because you're going to hear yourself. But we should both have one. We didn't figure it out yet.
Why you do this? Okay, just know.
No, actually, I can figure it out. It's going to be very easy. But I will need a second.
What do you want? No.
Okay, let's just do it like that. As long as I sound great, as usual.
I sound great, as always.
Okay.
Is someone like loud people?
So what are we going to talk about today? What is the program of the show?
I thought we never wanted to mention that because
absolutely.
No, you told me not.
Yes, absolutely.
No. Okay, let's discuss it.
See, that's the problem. Like the language barrier. I say absolutely. We said we will never talk about that.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Said yes, we said we will never talk about that. And she says no because she thinks I said that we should talk about it. And
that's 1 minute that I will never recover from my life. So
yes, we say we will never talk about that, about the program of the show. But still, we do hashtags and stuff, and so people know.
You don't even put hashtags on your own TikToks.
Yeah, that's true.
If someone finds
Pepe
Lopez,
I always forget.
Please go and like him because he is just very sad that he only.
I'm very lonely on my TikTok.
He only has like 100 views and he gets very, very sad.
Actually, that's a good mention. I didn't look it up online, but I'm on Likey because it's more like kids like because of my daughter. And I never put because of me. I never put hashtags there, and I do TikTok like for the past like 3 weeks, month, and I forget to put hashtags because I just don't know how it works. I don't know how to work, and I don't have time. Well,
you don't have time?
No, it's not that I don't have time.
You don't have time?
This is a bad excuse.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
have
make
the intelligence to put hashtags.
So every time somebody tells you, I don't make the time to do it. Like, no, you don't have the intelligence to do
You
it.
don't have
That's
the
why.
intelligence.
That's why.
Yes.
Okay, I don't have the intelligence to do it, but I never put hashtags. And on Likey and TikTok, it seems that any video you put is going to be 150, around 150 views, and it just stops there. It's exactly the same. So I wonder if they just put views on you like a 150.
If it's not funny, because they only count. I mean, if it's not funny, how do you want to get views or
I'm
creative?
just talking about the number 150. It's just so funny that it's around 150 for all the videos.
Because it's probably the time frame TikTok give you a chance. Like, okay, let's give this guy a
that's
chance.
what I'm saying. They're giving views that really did not happen, just to motivate you to do more. Because 150, you feel like, oh yeah, no, people do see me, but it still feel like crap. Well, but still, you feel like, oh, there is a potential here. If it was 0, you would give up. So I think they give you fake views just to make you go on.
No, my first TikTok has like 20 views, and I didn't give up.
I mean, they do it smart. Like, they don't do it like the first time.
Shut up!
They do like the third, fourth time, and then
conspiracy theories. No. It's just for
conspiracy
to make you feel make you feel better.
Conspiracy theory. You're the one who told me today. We made a great point because I was.
But that's
because I was looking.
That's proven. That's proven. What are you talking about?
People don't know what we're talking about.
Okay. Yes. Talk.
Yes.
Well, I drink.
Like I was reading my horoscope, which is a very European thing to do, and
European,
and it just it just that. For the past 2 months, I sent you the thing, like it says exactly like what I had in mind, what I wanted to do. And then she made this great remark saying, "Don't you think that they find out what you're looking up online and then they match it?" Like, for instance,
and all his hopes and dreams were like.
Yeah. So basically, we were saying like, "Oh, you should do a podcast now because it seems like you're really you'll be great at it.
You're super creative.
Yeah, you're super creative, and you should do a podcast." It just so happened that I looked it up for the past few months, and then what was it today?
Because he has been looking because he's going to move.
Yes.
And of course, his cookies and everything that he looks online, it's about apartments, etc., etc. So the horoscope for today was like, oh, it's perfect timing to move, something like that. Like, oh my God, this shit is crazy.
So it's on point.
So people, he knows because he's my best friend. He knows. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in horoscopes. I don't believe in stars. I don't believe that shit. You know what I believe? Yeah, I believe that we are the builders of our own destiny. Of course, if today we take smart decisions, tomorrow we will have great consequences.
I have a question.
So
I have a question.
People.
Yes.
People
of the world.
Don't waste your time in going online and find your horoscope or blaming the bad luck, because there's no such thing as bad luck. It's such thing as good and bad decisions, and learn our lessons. So there's no better prediction of our future than working in your present. Yes?
Don't. Yeah, it's true. Unfortunately, it's true. But it does feel good sometimes to read something that would be positive that will happen to you and that has nothing, and you're not responsible for.
Yeah, you are responsible.
I know that you are. It just feels good to read something and feels like something is going to be brought to you, but you don't have to make the efforts to do. It's just like it's there. It's already lined up for you. Well, the stars are lining up. Okay, I have one question for you though. Okay, do you believe in unicorn farting rainbows?
I have to, because my daughter asked me.
So look, these are my socks.
Nice. Show the people how you walk around today looking for an apartment.
Yeah, with the socks like this and my sneakers and my shorts and
without dignity, apparently. He left the most important accessory at home, dignity.
Yeah, sometimes you have to let go of the restraints that you put in your mind or
Okay.
people put
I
in
have
your
a
mind.
story for that. I always will be an advocate for be true to yourself. I don't care what are you wearing. I don't care what you look like. I will, if you are proud of who you are, I will be fine. I always like that. But this guy, like, he's very like, okay, I'm gonna find an apartment with his rainbows and unicorn socks. And as soon as we arrived to the leasing office, he's like, okay. So he is hiding. How do you call that?
I was just conveniently putting them on my ankles
Yes.
so people don't get offended by
his unicorns. It's not, and you know what I did? Like, no, own your shit.
Yeah, she put it back up.
And yes,
she put them back up. She just kneel and
put it back
your
up.
Shit.
Yes, own your shit. If you want to go, not naked because there's small kids, but
no, I think it's illegal to start with.
Okay, but just own. If you whoever you want to be, own it. Own it. It doesn't matter what.
Own it.
Doesn't matter what people thinks about you. Own it.
Own it.
Because this guy was like, "Are you going to go like that, dressed like that, like?" Because we
playing
were
tennis.
Playing tennis.
Yes.
But he has a thing with milfs.
Oh my god.
So if you are over 40,
just 40.
40,
just
okay. If you're over 40 and you like this guy, make a comment because he likes milfs and they are dressed as tennis players.
Yeah.
So he is like, okay, are you going to be dressed like that? Like, we are going to find an apartment for me, like, and then we are going to play tennis. And then he's like, well, I don't know, it's not very appropriate. So because I'm 38, I cannot wear it. I'm not a MILF.
Yeah. You're not
I'm not a MILF yet.
No.
Well, so you own it. Own who you are. Own your rainbows and your...
I own my rainbows. Yeah, but these socks for my daughter. She loves when I wear them. So. And it makes me... When I don't have her, it makes me feel closer to her. Like, I'm doing... Oh, it's silly, but yeah.
No, it's fine. Okay, cheers to that.
But cheers to that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's what she does. It's very elegant. Always very elegant.
I am owning myself. Okay.
That's why you don't have a boyfriend.
No, let me... And I don't care. Someone there, if you like someone that likes to be herself.
Oh, your challenge is to date athletes?
Yeah, my challenge is to...
And what is my challenge? Just to find someone.
just to find a whole... This is for only mature audiences.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So I wanted to say something, but you interrupt me.
Sorry. Please go on.
I don't know. I don't remember. Seriously, I don't remember what.
Okay.
Oh, the challenges. If someone knows an athlete.
You can move it so it can like...
If someone knows an athlete that wants to date me,
with
very ladylike.
Yes, with boobs are only 1 year old, like barely used.
Barely used boobs. How do you know? I don't tell you everything.
Okay. I think.
I don't tell you everything. I keep my secret. I have my secrets. I have my secrets.
Are you putting your bra?
Yeah.
Okay. No, we just want to make sure because we can hear the sound. So. Okay. Good.
They are itchy because I play tennis and I didn't take a shower.
And we didn't take a shower, so that's great. Yeah.
Okay, so what I was saying is that like he's like, oh, she's very ladylike because I do this.
No, I think we get it.
But he but every time he eats meat or something,
No.
he's
no,
like,
no. Yes.
I cannot imagine.
I'm a caveman.
Imagine Pepe and Fiona in a very nice restaurant, like,
yeah.
oh, yeah, can I have a Cabernet Sauvignon? Yeah, oh. It's delicious. Oh, can I have the lamb, please? Yes. It's delicious.
I think, it was the same, when I got that oyster crave last winter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, can I have 2,000, please? Okay.
2,000?
2,000.
Oh, 2,000.
2,000.
That's
okay,
why.
24.
That's why you got sick,
Yeah.
and my daughter too.
And then I got super sick. But we were going like every week because I was
Yeah,
craving oysters. Really,
he was
really
like
bad.
a pregnant lady. I
Yeah.
want oysters. I want oysters. And seriously, he was craving oysters and eating like crazy.
Yes.
24 oysters. 2,000.
2,000.
Dozens.
2,000.
Dozens.
2,000. So I think I found an apartment today. I mean,
oh my God, I'm sorry. It's very itchy. Okay.
Well, maybe you should have been comfortable. What is she doing? We can see you, right? Okay.
I'm back.
Yeah.
My boob is fine.
I think I found an apartment today, and you helped me picking it up. Well, I mean, selecting it.
I'm the best friend ever.
Because there was something that was really important for me, is to be next to a park. So I could...
because...
wait, no, don't say it. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
So I could feel like I can go for a run.
That he has the option.
Yes, that I has the option. Because if I don't have the option, I feel really bad. And I'm like, I'm missing so much on running just because I'm there.
Okay, look,
run.
people, Pepe and Fiona out there. There's a nice park right in front of his apartment. Like right in front, like 3 steps.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And tell me, how many times you have gone for a run?
I've been really sick lately. Yeah, you haven't mentioned that. I've been
like
really
for the
sick.
last 2 years.
Since
you got divorced.
No, you know what happened. Yeah, well,
since he got divorced.
Well, before that, but basically,
that's cool.
With everything that happened in my life, but the day I turned 40, that's when shit went down. Like little by little, like things like injuries that I never had started to have at soccer. Then I started like my neck and then my back. Like until 40, nothing happened.
Did you have sex?
Nothing happened.
Like regular sex?
We don't care about that. But
that's important because
until 40 years old, I had no issues with anything. Like no, I had one big one, like in 2007, but that was it. And then I hit 40, and
you hit 40.
I hit 40.
Oh, you hit 40,
and then the shit went down. Like it's just like I don't know.
But that's an lame. That's
like
very.
My calf,
that's an excuse.
My knee, my thigh, my hip, my neck, my back. Every time
my
I do
heart,
something,
my hair.
No, my heart is just stone now. It is not. It's good. It's barely beating. It's like 30 beats per minute.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Keeps me alive.
Probably.
Apparently.
Sorry, guys.
There is something that Fiona did for my celibacy and single life.
Oh wow!
That was really good.
What?
For my birthday, she bought me a Oculus.
Oculus?
Not a culo.
In Spanish.
A VR device.
Oh yeah.
Change my. Well, I mean, so far it's been good.
He's like. Wow! What? I tried it once.
You can really dance.
Ah, wow! You can really dance.
My God. See, that's what happens to people that are stuck in TikTok. In like 3 years from now, we'll be like, what is this thing? But
so you were saying that the VR changed your life forever?
No,
your single life?
I was just expressing how grateful I am for you to be so
open-minded.
good to me and improving my life in many aspects at the time. And one very like intimate aspects of my life has been sold by you with one of your gifts.
Yeah,
So
because I am that kind of friend. Like, my friend, you don't have sex. Don't worry. You don't have a hole. You have a
we
hole.
have to say, really.
With what is that?
I mean,
A body, a warm body
at one point.
that
But yeah,
gives you affection. He
yeah.
needs affection.
I need no, I need validation more than affection. I think. No, I think I need affection too. You think?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Am I like? I think I'm all broken.
You
You
need
know, after a
No,
divorce,
you need
after a
validation
divorce,
more than affection. Just that's
after a
true.
divorce, you
You
get
need
like.
validation that you still can perform as a man.
I just don't want to have someone to perform with.
No, you need someone to perform, and that person needs to validate you that you are still good. And after that validation
But
ends,
that's 2 minutes.
then they can go.
Okay, good. Yes. Okay, great.
But that's not a good
I
for
think I
teenage.
think a lot of women are going to comment now that they know all this, apparently. But
Okay.
but no, it's true. Like as I said, like when we talked about the Tinder thing, it's true that after a divorce, like you go through so much things that you, of course, you're craving the affection, the closure, and things like that. But you're not ready to commit. Or if you are, I think it's dangerous. Like people that rebound right away, it's just because they cannot
Be
be
by
by
themselves.
themselves.
Yeah.
And I think it's dangerous for the other person to think, oh, he's been or she's been single for 2 months and now ready like to commit, or a week, or and ready to commit, like getting.
I am ready to commit.
But I like, for me it was like a very painful experience. Like it was very painful because I have a trauma because
Okay.
we were separated, and and I was trying to plan things, but communication was not really working at all because she was like kind of stonewalling me, as they say, and I was trying to find options for us to make it work for our daughter.
Because your financial situation.
Well, yeah, or
Because when you're facing a divorce, we need to understand. I mean, if even like if you are not super rich, you have to realize that it's gonna be a financial consequence, like a very hard
and then
financial.
people that are rich, if they lose half of what they got, it's a different perspective in life. But anyway,
Yeah, but as I mean,
but
normal
that's not
people
what I
as
was. No, this is. I mean, this is absolutely not what
oh,
I'm talking about
okay,
at all.
okay.
It's just like when you like committed to be married and to stay together.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, if you go through like couples therapy and things like that, and you see that things are not working out
Mm-hmm.
in a very like long time frame, and then you come to the decision that it's better to separate,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're separated within the same house, and you still have kids, well, a daughter to take care of, and she sees that situation, and you're trying to make it work but it doesn't work. I thought like it would be like the responsible way to say, okay, well, not to say, but we agreed that we would have like mediation for the divorce.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where I had my trauma, is that I really thought that we would make it work for our daughter, like to still have that understanding that
Mm-hmm.
it was better, because once you have lawyers involved, then it's war. Whatever happens, it's war, because they're going to push for things, things
Mm-hmm.
that you are not ready for. They're going to say, yeah, but if we ask more for this, then we can get this, and like you get into strategies that it has
You
nothing to
didn't
do
even think
with,
about
yeah,
that.
that
Mm-hmm.
it has nothing to do with your approach to this.
Mm-hmm.
And we agreed on that, and then we're separated within the same house for I think a year, almost a year, and then we were supposed to move in together in separate bedrooms type of thing, and she found a job, and then she just found an apartment, and then I need to find one, and and then nothing was happening for a few weeks and months, and it was like, so when do we get this divorce like like
Yeah, we need
starting,
to.
because we are not even living in the same place anymore, and we already like sharing custody of our daughter. It was like every other day at the beginning, then 1 week and 1 week, and it went that like that for months. And I was like, can we start the process? Like, I mean, I cannot live like that, still being
Yeah,
married
not
and
knowing
not,
what you are.
yes, like you need to have like some type of stability, like at least in your mind, to know where you're going. And then I didn't hear back for a month, and then a guy knocked at my door, like the police guy, sheriff, knocked at my door and just served me the divorce papers. And I was like, okay, so lawyers are involved. I'm in deep shit right now because I cannot afford it. And yeah, it was all about that. It was
And your
all.
daughter is
Yeah,
calling
my
you.
daughter is calling me now. Yeah.
Just answer her. Put
Yeah.
pause.
The reason why I have trauma is because I try to like make it amicable, even though things were not working out. And we went to couples therapy, and we went through all the steps, and
To
it
make
was
it work.
to make it work, and it just didn't work. And I thought we would keep it that way, to try to make it work, whatever the situation is, to try to make it work, like for the benefit, like for our daughter, at least, so she's not in she's in a good environment. And it was going that way until I was served with the papers. And it was like, oh my god, I
Just
don't know.
okay. Just people. The only advice. I mean, I went through a divorce too.
But you.
It was amicable,
Mm-hmm.
but amicable like
No lawyers.
no lawyers, but emotionally wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't amicable.
So,
But as I was saying, probably the last episode of Super Right Now is that sometimes you have to decide what you want, and I needed peace before justice. So, but in order to have that, I thought about my daughter first and the co-parenting. So as much as I mean, I don't hate my ex-husband now. Probably I hated like 1 year ago. But right now, super right now, it's irrelevant for me.
Yeah.
Because for instance, I divorced him because he is never going to be the person I want him to be. And he divorced me because I know I will never be the person that he want me to be. And he will never be the parent. So I need to stop trying, or I stopped trying to even when we were divorced, to put in my mind that he will will change, but he won't, and I won't change for him.
Yeah.
So what I always say even to you or to my friends that probably are going to the same situation, never ever, never, it's a no, use your kids to punish the other one. Meaning that I
think that's the rule number one.
I have, yeah, but sadly,
Yeah.
many parents, and I won't say the woman or the man, I'm just saying many parents use their kids to punish the other one. And that's so, how do I say, so sad, so out of humanity. Because even though I could have taken a very, very
Very punish.
strategy towards my ex-husband. I did not, because I chose my daughter, because she needs her dad. And that's what we need to understand, that it doesn't matter if they cheated on you and whatever they did, it was towards you, not towards your daughter or your son. They don't
I
have to
think something
pay.
they don't do anything towards
No,
the other person. It's just they
no,
do it to
but I
themselves.
mean, yeah, I know, but some people take like use their own kids to punish the other for whatever the reason, like because you're getting divorced because the other one cheated on you, because they lie, because it's not working, whatever the situation is you're facing. Many people use their kids to punish because they are hurting.
Yeah,
They feel hurt.
That's unconceivable for me, but
but
it does happen.
But that happens a lot.
Yeah.
And they start like claiming that I will feel for 100% of custody of my kids because you cheated on me. Yeah, they cheated on you, not on your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning that I think, and if he listen my ex-husband, I don't know. Yeah, and I told him like several times, you are a very bad husband, because that's the truth. Mm-hmm. And probably I was a very horrible wife. But I cannot accept that he's a good parent, good dad, mm-hmm. and I am a good mother. So I don't mess with that because my daughter has the right, and every kid has the right to be with both parents. They need mother and father equally.
As long as they don't impact them negatively.
You know, I mean, if you are not a child molester or an alcoholic, mm-hmm. or I mean, a bad person, your kid needs you. You are, I mean, that's how I see. And it took me a year because I went to a therapy to understand that, yeah, I was pregnant. Yeah, I gave birth, but that doesn't mean that I own my kid. I mean, I need his help mm-hmm. to have a daughter.
Yeah.
So that being a mother, because in the past it's like, oh no, the mom is the one that needs to be with their kids because she gave birth and no.
Well, to start with, you don't own your kids. The only responsibility you have is to make them great adults, because most of their lifetime they will be adults. So your responsibility is to make them the best human they can be, or to find their place in this world and to bring to others, and at least to be content for themselves. Mm-hmm. Like that's your responsibility.
Yeah. Well, but
and people, and that's really like frustrate me when I see people say, "This is my child. It will be my child forever, and I will do this." It's like, okay, you don't have to be so dramatic. Okay, it is your child. It will be your child forever, and I understand that. As a parent, I understand that. But from the moment like my daughter was born, my role, my responsibility was to make this baby a great human being and to walk her through these steps, even if I don't have all the ropes and from what I've learned from my life, the mistakes that I made, things that I've been impatient for, and still I am, and for mistakes that I've made that I regret. Like, this is what you can provide, or things that I've learned from my grandparents or my parents. Then you can apply it. Says, you know what? These were great lessons, because at first I didn't believe it, and then I faced it and I experienced it, and they were right. So I just want you to know that this is right. Mm-hmm. There are like some basic things in life, whatever the progress or the technology is, what is like the world bringing to you, whether it's 1908 or 2020 or 2040, there will be like some very basics of the human nature that will still remain the same. Yeah. And these are the things that you need to keep within yourself. Because it doesn't matter. Like 200 years ago, people were not fearing to be dead by a nuclear weapon that could destroy.
Or a coronavirus.
Yeah, but 200 years ago they knew about viruses, but they were not fearing that some like egomaniac, crazy psychopath would push a button and make a whole country explode, which has been the fact in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Like a little bit less now, because we build up like political agreements between countries, to not use weapons, or like to have less resort or whatever. But they need it for power to have like a pressure on other countries. But in the 60s, people were actually fearing that some crazy guy would push the button for whatever reason, and that's what's going on with like North Korea as well. Like for the past 10 years, we're trying to have a nuclear power. What does that mean? Like, if we have somebody like that having nuclear power, like everybody, like it's a threat to China, it's a threat to anyway. So we live in this fear. So I just want to say, like, this is technology fear, like we fear about wherever we're heading because of technology, but we still have all these like basic human lessons to provide to each other.
to our kids.
Yes.
So going back
Eh,
to the co-parenting,
yeah.
going back
I
from
like
not
the overview of
the
things.
North Korea to going back to
Yes.
co-parenting, just please don't use your children
Yes.
as a way to punish the other one. It's not fair.
Or to
Your
pressure the
kids
other one.
or to pressure, it's not fair. Kids need their parents both equally. Believe me, it took me a lot to understand that, but now that my daughter, I have been divorced for like almost 2 years
Mm.
probably, and it was a very hard for my daughter because it was all the sudden that a decision that I need to take. But I understood that I cannot pressure him, and thankfully I didn't need him financially.
Mm-hmm.
But even though if you need your ex financially, it's only because of your kids, not because of you. Like you need to have the tools to teach your daughter or your son how things needs to be done. Like you have to progress, you have to improve, you have to overcome by your own means, and they have to see that their parents can talk to each other for their well-being and not to take all this drama to them. It's not fair. It's not fair because they need both. They need the father and they need the mother. So don't take.
Yeah, I know that society has been trying to tell us for a very long time that they don't need both, and they
They
mostly
need both.
need the mother.
And I
But
can see my daughter.
yeah, it's absolutely
I
like
can see. I mean, she's
I
not.
have a far perspective, but it's not true. That the reason why it takes two to actually
Make
make
a
life
life.
is because then the children need
And
both.
believe me, like you, I mean, you're my best friend. You know how it it has been hard to sometimes communicate with my ex-husband.
Hmm.
Is sometimes it's amicable, but when it's not, it's just nuclear war. Like we have had, like we can have the most like good co-parenting for
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 months,
Great cooperation and
but then
agreements.
there's an issue and there's like a second world war, like like it's explodes. But I mean, we need to learn to meet in the middle for the sake of my daughter, and I think she's doing great. Sometimes she thinks because she's with her dad,
Mm-hmm.
she can do whatever he wants, and her dad's, or vice versa. But one thing we have learned is like no, like the same rules apply here or applies there.
Well, that's when there is communication.
Yeah. That, and if your ex doesn't want to communicate, you don't. That's what I learned too. Like don't stop communicating because otherwise,
Yeah.
even if you don't have any response,
Yeah, that's my point. Is like I like to communicate a lot, and I'm facing someone who doesn't whatsoever, and I don't know what is the position, where it's heading, and when I'm trying to persevere and get a response, I get like a elevated response, like because I ask a question, then no response, the second one, the third one, the fifth one, and apparently it's pressuring, and then I get the blah all over my face. I'm like, why didn't you just respond calmly the first time? And it's really hard to deal with because it's like when you divorce, you basically you're saying I don't want to deal with you anymore.
Yeah.
And the thing is that it happens for people who don't have kids, but when you have kids, you need to deal with each other.
Yeah.
And you're not on the same. You're not running the same race, and whether the same race or at the same pace. And it's really hard to meet. Like for me, the lack of communication is always like very hard. But at the same time, I guess it's really convenient not to communicate that much either, because it gets things like divided. Because you build habits after years and years of marriage. you build habits of, consulting each other, or whether it's like, you have the last word of the decision or not, or you think we make you think that you have decision making power at some point or not, or it's just like strategy and manipulation. But anyway, you're used to consult and ask for opinion, and then it's like, no, I don't want that anymore. This is negative for me. This is I don't I'm not progressing with this, and I need something else. And then it's like, okay, we still need to take care of our children, of our child, and you're trying to communicate, and it's just like silence, and you're like, but this is like the most important thing. We don't care about us. The two of us is over. This is about our child. This is like the priority. Why I don't get like a response when and I think like from me, that's a struggle that I have, is that once the communication starts, like I do more and more and more and more, and I think that's the way like she's dealing with it. It's like if I give him like this, then he will start communicating about everything, and I don't want that, because then that means it's still part of my life, and that's not what I want. And for me, like I I still feel like the comfort also of not having communication to make, because it's one thing to sign the paper that you're divorced or whatever, but after, over years and years and years of marriage, yeah, you still have this mindset that, at least if you committed during marriage, you have this mindset that this was for life or whatever, and you really, well, I mean, in my case, like I really committed to it, even though I did my mistakes as well, and I'm sure it didn't translate this way to her in many occasions. But for me, like the root of it all is like, okay, yeah, that's what it is. It's for life. So once you know that it's not going to, but you just can't take it anymore. Like it's whether you decide to have a life of like being miserable, or just to let go and have the consequences, because you have consequences. The things that I didn't know I would have like that much consequences, because I'm not a bad person to start with. So it's not like I didn't feel I deserve. I felt like all the efforts that I made were not leading towards that.
Yeah, at least, I mean, you didn't do anything so bad to have these consequences. Like the worst thing that you,
but even like the
worst
dynamic,
thing the worst thing that you did is decide that, okay, this is not working, we need to get divorced, right? That for you felt like that was like like you were declaring war to her, when it was only like, okay, I need to get divorced because this is not working for you and for me and for our daughter.
For me, I feel like at some point in your life, like, and I think we're the same about that. Is like we believe in progress, and if you don't progress in life, like if you're not a better person at 30 that you were at 20, and if you're not a better person at 40 that you were at 30, that means that you wasted a lot of time doing like stupid shit, honestly. And I mean, we like, to have fun and party and stuff like that, but we also like to nurture and
this is part of our process,
and learn.
Super right now is part of our process.
And right now, I mean, you like to learn and you like to progress. Like I feel really frustrated when I don't progress. I feel really frustrated when I'm facing an issue and I don't find the solution. And I know some people that are facing the issue and they're like, taking another route, doesn't matter. And for me, it's like, no, I need to find the solution.
So that was your marriage?
This needs to go. No, it's not like it was my marriage, but it's just really difficult at some point to accept the fact that you were wrong, to make it happen, to have negative consequences because you wanted to always your family to be in a balanced environment, which means like staying together and not be divorced. And then you're like, no, I think it's going to be better. If I feel better, if I'm a better person, I can bring more to my child. If I'm miserable, and I come back home miserable, this will have impact on my child. So you have to choose. It's like, okay, yeah, so you have the happy, well, whatever, like still married, but you're like coming back home and be miserable, or like not miserable, but like
you were miserable or not. Okay, Like, were you? I was
Inconsistent.
miserable. I was miserable.
Well, okay, you can say that, but it didn't show. Like when I was, well, when I
No,
was
I
seeing
for
you when you
me,
were married.
it's when I started smoking. Like I stopped smoking for like 7 years, and when we start having big issues, I was like feeling very anxious going back home, so I started smoking like crazy.
Oh, okay,
So
okay.
that's. I mean,
No,
I
I
could
didn't get there.
have I could have stayed with him. I could have because he wanted to, but I didn't want that for my life. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to like have a dull life. Like, okay, I am married. I am not happy, but I am fine.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter, it's fine. It's fine. But then I was like, no, I don't want that for my life. I don't want to go back every day at home feeling miserable because I didn't I mean, I have always thought that you should be with someone that makes you progress. That's what we think
Mm-hmm.
all the time. And that wasn't my case. And on top of that, I was feeling miserable and I was feeling like crap. And that brought me a lot of anxiety. So that's when I started to smoke.
Mm. Cigarettes, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, cigarette.
Nicotine.
But Marlboro, by the way.
Great.
So but it was a very traumatic like probably 6 months, seven
Damn.
months, and but still I found in my daughter's future or in my daughter's state of mind the comfort to take the best decisions for her,
Mm-hmm.
which was, yeah, you don't I don't want my daughter to think that it's normal to live in a place, in a house where there's a lot of lack of respect, where it's yelling, where it's cursing, when all this negative dynamic. That's not normal.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want my daughter to think that's normal because that's why there's a lot of people
Yeah.
accepting shit and crap from other of their
Yeah. And just thinking it's a normal
yeah,
relationship,
it's
and
not.
yeah.
It's not. So I rather think that my daughter comes from a broken home, but instead of living in a broken home.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you take the most important decisions from, like, okay, she's coming from a broken home, but needs her dad, and she needs her mom entirely, 100%. So I rather like put my shit together, and her dad needs to put his shit together in order to co-parent,
To make it work, yeah.
to make it work. And it's very hard. It's super hard. But in the moment that you stop thinking for the well-being of your children,
You
you
stop
know,
thinking.
yeah, because you stop thinking about their well-being. You start thinking about what you want. And of course what you want is to punish the other person because they did wrong to you. They hurt you.
Okay, I think. Can you repeat that?
Yes, when you stop thinking about your kids' well-being, and
When you stop thinking about your kids' well-being,
you start thinking about your what you want,
and you start with thinking about what you want.
yeah,
Yes.
as a person, when you're getting divorced, like
Mm-hmm.
you want, if you start thinking of what you want to punish the other guy, you want to give
Mm-hmm.
crap. So that's
So why do you
one,
stop thinking about your?
because you let your emotions take over.
Okay, okay, yeah. It didn't come out right.
Oh, okay. I need to pee.
It's, I hope this will come out right.
Peace. Peace before justice. I mean, if you really, really, really need them
She
to
just
give
came back
you.
from peeing. Like she's really like just words coming. Cooperate, co-parenting, peace before
Yeah.
justice. Yes, no, what? Okay.
So if you really, really, really again.
Yeah, now I need to pee. See, you repeat this word.
If you really need your ex for child support, it's. I mean, they have to do it. They have to do it. It's your right. But if you don't, just teach your kids a lesson and just let go.
Yeah, and we told you 75% in English, Max. That's all we can do.
I think I'm in a 50. Go and pee.
Yeah, me?
You didn't want to pee?
Always. But I can hold it for
you can hold
bit.
it?
Yes.
Hold up. Wait a minute. It's a chop. It's a chop. Hold on. Wait a minute. It's a 22.
Are we dumber that we were like 20 years ago?
Are you going to stand us? Okay, today we were told that we were fun. So probably we are fun. Yeah. And it's not just us thinking that we are fun.
I think it's just my socks that were fun.
No.
No?
No.
No?
It's your personality.
No? When she took my phone number, I told her to add cute guy so she remembers who it is. But she didn't believe that. She was like, nope, that's not what I'm going to put. Not true.
Do you think that my friend
don't you remember?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no. Yeah. She told you that.
No.
Yeah. She told you that.
No.
Sí, te dijo. Yes.
Sí.
Yeah, I remember, yes.
Can we go back into another divorced guy? Divorce is going beautifully.
Yeah, all my friends, seriously, all my friends are getting divorced. Like, I cannot, for my Facebook list,
yes,
of my 430 something friends. Oh, I'm very popular.
30 friends.
435 friends.
Oh,
435. Okay, like, I think half of them are divorced. Like, it's a high rate.
Well, that society is like 50% divorce anyway,
it's
right?
Just like, you're not I mean, like a person, I don't want to receive more crap. Like, I'm not.
But it's a fine line. It's a very fine line.
No, I know it's a fine. I mean, the crap that I was receiving.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's not just. I mean, just one.
It's a fine line. There are like people that didn't really want to get married at first place, and they don't put the effort to make it work. They just don't put the effort. And
did you put the effort?
I mean, I got 12 years of marriage, so yeah, I did put the effort. I think unless there is something that was hidden from you, like, I don't know, like you find like the perfect guy, everything seems nice, family is nice, like everything looks like the way you I mean, the way you like it, and then you realize like there is something hidden, like a secret or something that like just revealed, but is a deal breaker. Okay, but if you divorce after 1 year or 2 years of marriage, that means like whether you didn't think it through, or you are not really committed to make it work.
You know what I have like.
Can you please actually just react to what I just said?
Yeah, and I am reacting with a comment.
Okay.
That
because it seems like you were totally ignoring what I was saying.
No, I wasn't ignoring. I was giving you a comment about exactly like that. Like,
I was trying to reenact like a discussion.
I have a probably I know in my Facebook account I have 2 friends that when they got in friend,
so popular.
When they got engaged.
Yes.
They post, and I know they had a very long relationship, like dating, or I don't know how to say, noviazgo.
Yeah. They were together for a long time before getting married.
Yeah, and then they got this big wedding and blah, blah, blah. And one of them, I won't tell her name, I think it was not even a year. Then she got divorced. And it was a big wedding. And one of my best friends, my childhood best friends, she got married like kind of young, on her 20. Young. She was 24, 25. and she had a big wedding too, and a lot of very good gifts. And then she got divorced after 2 years of marriage. That's
But did something big happen? Did
no. It's just like, oh no, we are not. We don't get along. Like, okay,
and how long were they together before getting married?
2 or 3 years.
Oh, okay, so that's not a long time either.
No, but at least if you can live with that person or not. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I was together with my ex-husband like for the longest, like since I was 16, 17 years old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, now you're what, 62?
Yes, I am 62. I look very good for 62, and we were together for almost 20 years. I mean, we were like
on and off,
and I got other relationships. But no, it's nothing. It's not a matter of how many time you have spent with that person. It's just there are things that
I don't know, because like even if like you're 10 years together, I mean you have all examples like in all
how
around
do
the,
you
how
did you
world.
met how did you meet your
That's not what I want to talk about right now, but thank you for asking, Bo. But like you do have people that have been together for 10 years but didn't feel the need really to get married, and they're like, I don't know, they have kids and they're like, oh, we want to make it official, and they get married and they just like cannot stand the contract that is marriage, and they're like, now I'm stuck into something, and they don't feel free anymore, and it doesn't work. So that's one example. We have like so many examples, but what I'm talking about is like, we have this saying that usually like love lasts for 3 years. So if you're in a serious relationship and you want to make it work, like you're in love and you want to make it work, because you have some people that are in love, they don't know how to show it, and they're not making it work. It's only like one person giving or whatever, just like not the way. Anyway, if you're committed to a relationship, like the first year is wonderful, it's all like learning to know each other, you want to know what they like, you want to make them feel great, and you give and you receive and it's good, and then it's like more on a like a human level. It's not
realistic.
Like, yeah, it's not like just like all love and we want to make it ideal. Then it becomes to like on the human level, like, oh, are we going to make it work? And then on the third year, usually, it's when you see what you cannot stand anymore, and what you can, like, you pick your battles, like what is going to be a deal breaker or not. And that's why you say like usually love lasts for 3 years. The only problem is like usually during these 3 years, like you get married after 2.
Yeah, the third year,
and so you're like committed to something. It's like, okay, I cannot just give up like that. Or you have kids, and of course you're like, no, I'm not going to just like leave this this relationship because of this and this reason, because we have a bigger reason to stay together, which is a child. And of course it is a bigger reason, but then you realize that there's no bigger reason than actually getting along.
Yeah.
I think getting along is like the minimum.
I think,
I mean, for me, like for some people, being independent towards someone is totally natural and it's fine. And they feel content like this. I mean, of course you have like all colors of the rainbow in people, but for like, to me, getting along is like the bare minimum. If you don't get along, what do you want in your life?
Yeah, for me it's even more important be compatible, but love.
But what is compatibility?
Compatibility is like you said, like getting along, like your personalities, like they match, they have synergy. You don't have to be the same. It's like,
you create a synergy. It's like a power that feeds itself.
You don't like,
once one is down, the other one is picking it up.
Yeah, you don't like, and you don't have to like the same things. You don't have to have like, oh, he finished your sentences. Oh no, that's crap. But what I mean is like, synergy. Like some of them, sometimes you will give 40% and the other guy and the other person is going to be 60%, and it's like that. It's a compatibility question, because love, I think, and I have always think about
It's not a constant stream
yeah,
of love.
but no,
It's not like, because people
love,
expect that. That's the way we see it in the movies.
no,
Like,
because love is a spark. Love is
yeah.
what initiates the whole thing. Yeah, that's for sure. But for me, it's other things that are more important than love. Which one of those? It's compatibility. If like I had an ex boyfriend that we love each other a lot. Like we were like head over heels for each other, but our personalities, we were very different. So
You are not compatible.
no, like no, I cannot imagine having this type of conversation of super right now with him.
Okay, but you were madly in love. But
yeah,
you were madly in
we
love.
both were in love, and I think when we broke up, we were in love. It was very sad because we broke up when we were like madly in love, but it's when you realize that you can love someone, but if you don't share other things, it's not worth it. And for me, it's like that. If you don't share empathy, compromise, respect, and admiration towards the other, and compatibility, it's you're going nowhere.
Yeah, I always struggled with that, like the idea of love, like the way I've seen it, or I've seen it whether on TV, in the media, or the way I was brought to it in real life, is that, and it happens like for in different forms, but like the first one is like the idea, you're more in love with the idea of being in love than actually being in love. And I think that happens, and I think that's true for many reasons. Like, for instance, I don't know, like I'm a teenage guy, and I don't know, like my teenage years, like I had Baywatch, and I was like, oh, I'm so mad in love with Pamela Anderson, and you're in love with the idea of being in love with her because you're not in love with her, and it's just like all that fantasy that you bring in your life. And I think some people, that the way they're brought up is like, oh, like like this stereotypes that we have in the US anyway. Like a guy wants to date a model, and the girl wants to date a doctor. Um, like that's on Seinfeld. Like the guy only.
Rachel always wanted to date a doctor.
Yeah, but that's like they fully say it in Seinfeld. It's like, yeah, the guy only cares about the body, and the girl cares about the brain and the bank account.
Okay, so what I was what we need to say is like, don't romanticize. That's a word.
Yes.
Love, because love, it's not a constant. Love is just, as I said, a spark, and love is an action.
But we all live it differently, though.
Yeah, I know. But I mean, what I said is like love. It's a verb. It's not like
it's a what?
A verb, an action.
A verb.
A verb. Yes, you have.
Not a verb.
A verb. A verb.
A verb.
Un verbo. Verbo. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I'm madly in love with you, but if I don't show it the right way, it won't matter. Right? Like, if I love you, but I am super bad at showing, and you won't feel love, right? If I don't love you like the right way, I'd rather have someone that, okay, probably it's not super madly in love with me, but at least the way he's loving me, it's the right way. You know what I mean? It's a big difference.
But that's another thing that I struggled with when I was younger, is like the idea, like loving the idea of being in love, and then having crush, and knowing what is the difference between having a crush and being in love. And I think when you romanticize things, just like you explain, and I think it's true also for our generation. Well, I mean, for many generation that live with like a rom-com and stuff like that, because that's something I was sensitive. about like for whatever reason. Like I know you like the horror movies and stuff like that, but I like the romantic comedies. I just like to see love and people expressing themselves and sharing and loving or whatever. But I struggled with that idea because of course it's a script. It's an idea. It's not reality. And I know that I had like many crushes that I didn't follow through with because I knew that there was nothing to follow through. You know what I mean? It's just like
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep it on the surface because this what I'm feeling right now is
It's
great.
just.
It's just like in a dream.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in a dream. I mean, at least for me, I know I'm in the dream, but I want to live it. I want to feel it. I know it's not going to last. I know I'm going to wake up. I know it's I know it's a dream, but I still want to feel it. And I think it's the same like for crushes. Like, oh, we have this like 5 minutes of like greatness. Please don't move. I just want to keep that feeling
Mm-hmm.
going because I know that if I know you more, I might be disappointing.
Disappointed.
Deeply
Yes.
disappointed. But and sometimes not. So you have to test. You have to take risks. I think you've it's the fear that is making things worse because you see like what I'm saying, if I didn't fear being disappointed, I would just go
Go
through
for. Uh-huh.
and be like, okay, this is not working because I
But it.
fear it stops at some point and maybe you're missing something that would have been great because of this fear.
Mm-hmm.
And I
It just.
in that's another subject, but the fact that we're always in fear,
I
always
cannot
feeling
hear you
guilty.
here.
Oh, we're always in fear and always feeling guilty. um uh, that's a huge issue that we have.
Mm-hmm.
We're always in fear of something. Well, of course, when you watch the news, you can see that people want you to fear everything that is around you, everything that is.
But that's your perspective.
No.
I don't feel like that.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's the way I take it. It's not my perspective. It's the way that it's
Presented to
it's
you
digested.
by your brain.
Yes, digested by my brain. Um, but exactly that's a good point. You can just like look at it and filter through and not have these feelings. um
Just
Takes time or
don't.
different
Just think
personality, I
that
guess.
love is not the most important thing in a relationship for me.
But that's so
I mean, it's important, of course, but
that's a provocative thought because we all say like love is everything.
no, but it's not. You know what is the opposite? Because people, I mean, for me, yes, love, as I said, and I have always said, it's a sparkle. But if you have empathy, respect, admiration, compromise, and what else? I think that's sort of the most. I don't negotiate empathy. If you are not empathetic with me, that's a no.
I think generosity is one of them.
Generosity.
Yeah. I think like when you're a human being,
Mm-hmm.
if at any point you're not generous in any ways or form, like you have failed as a human.
But
If you worry more about what you need to keep for yourself because it was given to you or because it was like sweat and blood and you need to preserve it and protect it and whatever and you don't need to give back, I think you failed as a human. And in today's society, the way I see it, there are a lot of people that are protecting what
achieve.
they have or
Mm-hmm.
what they inherit,
Heredaron.
the legacy from their parents
Inherit.
or family, and they're trying to preserve something that didn't they personally didn't fight for, but they are just like molded. It's just a mold of what they should be on. And the good thing is that the good thing in religion is that if you go to church, like usually they tell you to give back. Most of the time is to
The
themselves.
10%.
Is to
The ten
themselves.
percent.
But in any religion, I'm not talking about like any specific religion. Um, but if you don't have this, and not because somebody tells you, if you don't feel that you need to give back in any ways or forms, then you have failed as a
Yeah, well,
human.
when you're in a relationship, it's a vertical relationship. That means that you have to be able to give and receive. It's a giving and receiving situation.
Yeah, not in the same way though, but
No, but I mean,
not necessarily in the same way, but yeah.
no. I mean, just like as
Can you
going
hear
back,
you well?
going, yes, yes, I can hear me
Uh,
well. Like, making a point of the generosity thing is like, you give, but you have to be able to, like, you have to receive too. Like, I'm not saying that in the same way,
yes.
but you have to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not negotiable. Not negotiable. Like, no. I mean, if I give
I was
you
thinking about the word, not the idea.
oh, okay, negotiable,
Yes.
negotiable. So people, and I think I told you once. I think I don't remember, but if they don't feel, and they don't, yeah, if they don't feel your pain of your happiness, just
Oh, okay.
go
Yeah.
away
The
from that
empathy
person.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
go away from that relationship, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that hate is the opposite of love. Indifference, it's the opposite.
Indifference. Yeah.
It's the opposite of love. So if this person is indifferent of what you are living,
Or
of what
feeling.
you're feeling, it's just like a no. Like, if you don't feel my pain, I'm not telling you that you have to, like,
Be in pain or
being
what?
in pain, but
But it's like being receptive of
yeah,
happiness as
like,
well.
like, I mean, yes, of course. Like, if I have a good day, I want to share it with you,
And you have
and
to
you're
feel good.
happy, and you're
Yes.
genuinely
Yes.
happy for that person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are really happy that things are going the way this person planned or whatever. And if I have a very bad day, I have a very bad news, and I feel like super in pain, I am sharing this with you, and the other person is able to perceive
Yeah.
this pain. It's like, it means that you are important for that person, that your pain or whatever you're going through, it's not indifferent. But if the other person, when you are going with that, like, it happened to be like, oh, I have this very good news, uh oh, it's nothing important, so that's not love.
Yeah, it's whether like whatever happens to you is less important than what happens to
Yeah,
this person, or there's like this competition feeling,
yeah,
and there's like also that's another topic, but like also this gender competition thing,
yeah. Well,
and
that's another topic, but
yeah, but it's so funny that like for me, like how can I say that? Like I'm more about like equality, and everybody needs to bring the same.
uh
What like
equity.
equity? Well, not equity. No, equity is no point. But no, like we provide the same, but it's not like, oh, your role as a man is to do that, and your role as a woman is to do that. So no, we both part of the same society, and we're going to both contribute the same way.
Hmm.
And it's not like figuring out what you do best or not, instead of, oh, you're a woman, so you're
You
going to,
do
yeah,
your
you do
your
that, and I'm a man, I do that. No, it's not, it doesn't work this way. But then sometimes, like when you go into a relationship, and I guess like I mean I didn't experience that because of the way we have been so far, but I guess when you're a woman and you're strong individual woman that has ambition, then you basically threat uh,
yeah.
the the male with your ambition and equality desire and where you want to go, because they feel like it's their role to do that, and you're threatening their masculinity by doing that, which is like a total misconception. It's because you
Yeah.
don't have the same concept at the beginning to start with. You're not at the same level, you're not on the same lane, you're not on the whatever it is. Yeah, you don't start from
Yeah.
same line. It's like I don't know what you're
Yeah, I mean,
talking about.
like for me, it was normal. I mean, it's normal because, for to begin with, in my family, there was never how do you say this? Like, oh, women do this and men do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for me, ironically, all these women and men differences, I I start facing it here in USA.
Hunters and gatherers, yeah.
And because my dad and my mom was like, normal, like, okay, you do whatever you want, it doesn't matter, as long as you want it, just
Mm-hmm.
go and do it. So for me, it's just like normal. If I want something, I have to work very hard for it. Well, I guess. I think I have done it.
Yes.
But I mean, that's what I want for my daughter. That she doesn't think like, oh, because I am a woman, I need to do this, I need to do that, and that's what I got divorced too, because I just like, it's not normal to feel like you have a different role.
Yeah.
Of course, as human beings, we have roles, but not as a gender. Like depending of your personality of what you want, yes, you have a role in this in your life, but not as a gender. You know what I mean? It's a
Yeah, I
different.
know. Like when you were talking about that, I was just thinking, like, just the concept that, in the marriage that you give away your daughter. Like, I'm not giving away my daughter to another man, and it's going to be some responsibility to take care of my daughter.
No, no.
But like, I'm trying to raise a human being to be independent and
Yeah.
strong, and she will fall in love, and it will be great. If she doesn't, she will be fine on her own.
Yeah.
And if things don't work out, she will, like, that's what matters the most. And especially when you see that 50% of marriage anyway ends up as
Yeah, well,
divorces.
my daughter keeps asking me like, "Are you going to get married?" And honestly, I don't want to get married again because I have a very
Mm-hmm.
horrible marriage. But but she's like, okay, she wants to get married. I don't know. That's what she
Yeah.
wants now.
I mean, they still watch Disney movies. So.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I mean, like, it's a night. I have my nightly conversations with her every night, at least 30 minutes before going to bed, like to
Mm-hmm.
catch up or whatever we want to discuss. But I just make her clear, like, what things I have learned that there shouldn't be negotiable in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
If she finds someone, like, just admire, you have to admire that person. Like, if you love
You're
someone,
telling her how to feel right now, like admire. Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
no, no, no. Like, because it doesn't, I mean, that's very deep. If you admire someone, I mean, you can admire
I
a
mean, you
friend.
can admire like different
Yeah, yeah,
traits of
yeah,
a
yeah,
person. It
yeah.
can be a very bad one.
No, 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 no. You have, I mean, to love someone, you have to admire that person.
Okay, but like if you admire something that is really bad about that person, that doesn't make it right.
No, I mean, that's
I admire him because he's a serial killer.
no, well,
He
no,
hasn't
no,
been
no. I
caught,
mean, I
so
mean,
I admire him so
no, no, no.
much
I mean,
because he just
which
like
values, which values you are teaching your daughter?
no, but I mean,
No, you have
admiration is
no admire. You have to no. Yes, you have to admire that person
for the
entirely
good
for the good
values.
values, of course. I
Well,
don't.
no, not
I
of
mean, I
course.
admire.
Yeah,
I.
a lot of people that admire all the other ones because of
But it.
very bad reasons.
Well, that's your role as parent, as you were saying. You are here to raise a good human being,
Mm.
and I hope I am raising a good human being, and my daughter will admire a good person for the very good reasons. But still, to love someone, you need to admire that person. Otherwise, it's only a friendship. Like you admire like the way they thrive, the way they see things, the way they yes, for me it's a very good, and you have to admire a person. If you don't admire that person, it's just like a friend.
Yeah, but you're talking about admiration as motivation because, like, knowing you, like the way you're expressing it right now, is like you need to admire so because it feels for you like they're pushing you to go and do
No,
something
of course,
better.
no, that's another step, another thing. Like you have to be with a person that push you and you are pushing the other person to be better.
Mm.
Like if you don't feel the need to be better, then you are with the wrong person.
If you don't feel the need
And we have
to be
recorded this for 2 hours.
no, these are great lyrics for a song. It's just so bad that okay, let me feel.
He's very good at the key.
I'm such a great musician.
Yeah, our
That's my
intro.
dream.
His very first composition was the very first intro for
Yeah,
Super Right
that
Now.
was great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I only have patterns. I
Okay.
love music, but I only have patterns. It's another subject also as well.
Also too as well.
Okay, so I still didn't talk about my
okay,
guy.
no, just
Yes.
closing this topic, please. If
Yes.
the other person feels indifferent of your feeling, you're not in the correct place. It's hard. Just say goodbye. It will take you a few months, probably a year. For me, it took me 1 year and a half to move on.
Yeah, but I think you're right. Like there are a lot of things that are really dependent upon the situation, your personality, the way you were brought up, what you're looking for in life, what is stability to you, what is it, what is the definition of stability to you, because it's different for every person. But I think the bare minimum is what you're saying is to actually feel um, the need to understand the person
No,
you're living
not the
with.
feel the need to understand the other person. Feel the pain, feel the happiness,
Okay,
feel
the emotions,
the
yeah.
emotions. It's 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 something that you don't negotiate. So
To be receptive.
yeah, don't if you don't feel like that and the other person just don't care, you are in the wrong place. So close the door. There's many other options out there.
Well, some people have to strategize more than others. Some people are not ready. Like, okay, we can close the subject, but like,
Yeah, the subject
now
it's
now I guess it
officially
now I guess it's now I
closed.
guess it's easier. But the like a while back, like women didn't have any rights. Like I know, like in France, they could not vote until 1945. They were not allowed to wear pants. I think the law just in 2012 or something. Like we have like crazy laws that and
Okay, but we are discussing about the relationships.
no, I mean that about the expectations in relationships. Like some people did not have the same level of expectations as others. But
But emotions,
yes,
they are
yeah.
as humans. It doesn't matter which are your expectations. Emotions are emotions, and even if you are super rich or super poor, or super well educated or ignorant, whatever, emotions are from here and not well, not from here. So
So
again,
so yeah, feel it.
again,
And if you don't care, that means that
if you don't care that the other person is in pain, of the other person doesn't care that you're in pain or happy or whatever, just close the door again, go to other place because you will find someone. For me, it took a while to move on, but it worked. It worked. So
it's worth it.
it's worth it.
So no, I
So
know
I didn't have a topic, and I totally.
you're not on the microphone either, so that's fine.
So I didn't have a topic, and I totally kill it. Yeah.
Great. Oh,
So I think we are going to finish this because we have record for like probably 1 hour and a
no,
half.
because I wanted to talk about a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. Which me?
No, a friend of mine
You have a friend?
that is going through a
You
very
have other friends?
that is going through a very tough divorce.
Another
Yes,
divorce?
very tough divorce, and it's my man Johnny.
It's your man?
Johnny Depp.
It's your man?
It's my friend,
Close friend?
my close friend,
Okay.
who has just joined Instagram a few weeks ago after
Really?
being totally out of any social media.
Oh wow.
And he just joined Instagram to
To what?
to express.
What?
Well, like, how can I say this? So he was in confinement because in France you actually could not go out
He's in
unless you
France?
had an authorization.
He's in France?
I don't know if he's still now, but he was at the time. He could not get anywhere, so he was stuck in his house in the south of France.
Uh-huh.
And so he joined Instagram and he started like playing music or saying like words of support, which is great. Um, and you're always thinking
How
about
was his house?
it was great, but then
Because many artists, like, oh, we're in quarantine, blah blah blah. Yeah, motherfucker, you have a stupid penthouse or a mansion
or
in Los
ranch.
Angeles or ranch, like the Kardashians has there, even horses.
Yes, yeah. So we live a different way because when I think, for what I know, in Paris, when you're in like a big tower in the suburbs and you're just like living what we call like figuratively like a chicken box. Like you're basically a KFC chicken. Like you have
Yeah.
a family of 5 in 200 square feet apartment or things like that. You don't live confinement the same way as in your. And I live in an apartment. It was tough for me. Not really at the beginning, but after a month and a half, it was getting really tough. But just think of people just like staying on top of each other all day long, and they don't have a choice. Because here, at least where we're living right now, we didn't have like a confinement status where you have to stay home and you have to get an authorization to get out, which was the case in France, in Italy, in Spain, like in most of these European countries. So that means like if you're already like in a very close and small space, you're going to stay there, and you don't live it the same way. Imagine like 3 months like that. That's crazy. And I think that was the case. At least 2 months of confinement in Italy and Spain and France. So yeah, so Johnny Depp released his first video out of, I think, his cave, which is like a wine, where they keep the wine. And then I looked up online, and I wanted to show it live, but I think if everybody can go. But if you go like to Johnny Depp's property in south of France, then property, when you realize that it's this thing is like a village. Like he has his own restaurant, then like it's like succession of like little houses, and then you have the vineyard, and then you have the land, and it's like you're not confined. There you have people that live like that, not going grocery.
But he was by himself, or there was actually.
I don't know if he was by himself.
I mean, there's another people living in the village.
Like I don't know, but it's
you know something?
He can walk. Yeah, he can walk. I mean, I cannot know what he's not saying. What I know is where he was staying in the confinement.
But I am curious.
And it's like he has the whole space for himself. It looks like so. Yeah, I mean, obviously he made a lot of money. He was very successful, so I'm not blaming him for being able to pay for what he can afford. What I'm saying is, it's good to. I think at some point it's kind of I don't know, and I know that some people do give a lot, but I think when you're part of the stereotype of what like the society has built of what is great to be, I think it's not really elegant to show how you support others.
No, and you should never.
And you should because I know that they are told, oh, you're famous, so if we have visibility through you, it helps us. If you show your face for UNICEF, this is just an example because a lot of famous actors and have been giving their face to UNICEF. But if you show you, it will bring more people, so you're really helping. And I think for me, if your job is to be an actor, and that's why your face is showing on the screens or on the magazines or on the photographs or whatever, that's how people perceive you, and that's your act. And then you have your private life. Once you start showing your face for whatever you decide to great things that you support, then you're trying to mix both of them, and it's like the total opposite. There is one thing that is your job that you're making money off and buying superficial stuff that you can afford,
like a village,
but that you don't really need, and it's fine because people work to build it and it brings jobs and things like that. But I mean, this is lavish life. It's not it's not normal life. And that's why people want to be famous and earn a lot of money, because they want to have more than others. And then what it brings that all others feel bad for not having what they have. And it's a really totally deconstructed type of feeling or relationship. It's because you have somebody that feels bad for not having the things that the other one has, but is overkilled, and they feel good because they have more than what you have. Like nobody should feel better because they have more than what you have. They should feel better because they have exactly what they need, and we need different things. But you shouldn't.
So what's going on with Johnny Depp? Do you think that he feels what?
He's going for a divorce.
He hasn't divorced yet, or he's going through
I
this.
think they did. No, I think they did, but yeah, that was a crazy thing. Okay, maybe we can talk about it the next time. I don't think it was a good time to bring it up.
Okay,
but it was just to talk about like
we
divorce.
reached to be in quarantine as Johnny Depp in his own
Johnny
village.
Depp.
Johnny Depp. It's very deep. Can I have a Hoya?
Oh yeah. Maybe I think the afternoon will work better for us. You'll tell us. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Don't forget
okay.
to subscribe wherever it is. Subscribe.
Suscríbanse.
Wherever it is, please subscribe and
Por
comment.
favor, comenten.
Give us feedback.
Por favor, retroalimentación.
Constructive feedback if possible. And
no, whatever. Whichever.
And we'll see you on the next time. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have
Bye.
a great day tomorrow. Have a great life.
Be happy.
Be happy. Peace. Peace, people. Peace. And my boobs are still itching.
Okay.